Is Carnival Pride a seniors cruise, or is there more to the story? In this video, I'm going to give you my honest review of my 7-day sailing on Carnival Pride out of Baltimore, Maryland. So hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and keep watching. So let's start with the embarkation process. So sailing out of the port of Maryland is very different than, let's say, if you're sailing out of any port in Florida. I would say the best experience would be to print out all of your luggage tags and also print out your boarding pass. Being that this was my first time going out of Port of Maryland, I didn't feel that it was necessary for me to print out luggage tags and print out my boarding pass because I'm not usually doing that either by myself or with one person. And we don't usually do that. But I would recommend this port, do that for sure for all of your luggages that you're going to pass on to the porters and print your boarding pass out. Now, this is not a requirement. If you don't do it, of course, they would also help you with printing out some type of luggage tags for you or your boarding pass when you get there. But just to make it simpler and easy, just print those out. Another thing, don't show up to the port earlier than your check-in time because they will turn you around. We drove up around like I believe 10:15, 10:20, thinking that we were gonna be able to get in early. And when we pulled up, they told us, all right, we need you to go back around and wait until 11 o'clock. Now, I'm assuming this is because one, they're sailing farther distances and they might not show back up to the port at that same time. And two, they had Coast Guards on the ship, so it kind of held things up. So we weren't able to get on the ship as early as we wanted to. The embarkation process goes where they'll line you up until around 11 o'clock. Then they'll let you go into the parking area. If you have bags that you need to check, you'll drive over to the area where they'll take the check bags out of your trunk or your car, and then they'll put them in the cart. Then you'll get pushed on to another line if you're parking your vehicle in the parking area, and you'll pay with either a credit or debit card. Once you completed that, park your car, you'll get lined up in whatever line for your check-in time, and this is where the fun starts. So once you finish paying with your debit card, they'll be able to park, and then you get out your car after you finish parking, come over to the side where the check-in line. As you can see, they had the canines in use, and then they also have the metal detectors. Once you get through those areas, if you're not automatically going on because you're during your check-in time, they'll have a seating area for you. In our case, we had to sit because of the Coast Guards being on board. The next topic we're going to talk about is food and drinks. Now, I could talk about the food and drinks on board all day. We were the first on this ship to have the new menu that Carnival was testing out. And I must say, the menu and the food was fantastic. So here are some examples of the food that I had throughout the week. Now, let me say, I feel as though dinner was the star of the show every night. Not only did the food taste really good, everyone raves about the maitre d', and then also I could say I experienced the best service that I've ever experienced on Carnival at the main dining on Carnival Pride. Be it the dancing, just the certain servers we had, it was amazing. There is nothing for me. But back to the food. I don't think there was more than three things on the menu that I had that I could say I didn't like. Like, I had salmon majority of the week. I had steaks. There was shrimps. Just different things that will surprise me. Third thing, let's talk about atmosphere and activities. So if you haven't seen my TikTok, I noticed on embarkation day that majority of the cruisers appeared to be at least 55 or older. Now, some people would say that's my type of cruise, which I understand. And being out of 2,200 passengers, there was less than 250 cruisers who were under the age of 18. So everyone else obviously were adults. Now, I'm okay with that vibe, and I understand that. I just wish that there was more middle ground because from what I saw, it was either very young or on the older side. Now, for activities, I feel like majority of the activities were geared more towards the adults. Now, as far as the sail away, the comedy shows, and the nightclub, I felt as though they were a little bit lackluster compared to my other ships and other sailings that I've been on. And I felt like majority of the activities or events, it took like 2 to 3 days for everyone to get in sync and start attending them and going outside. It was just a little bit of a slow startup. We were on a 7 day sailing, so it was still nice after, like, let's say day three, but it was like a slow start where after day two, we were back to back to back on port days. It was Nassau, Princess K, and Celebration Key. So majority of the time when I get back from port, I'm a little bit tired myself. But if you cruise the sunbathe and relax on the Serenity deck, this is the perfect ship for you. Just make sure you get up early enough so you can grab a seat. And this also ties in with the Serenity Lounge. The Serenity adults only area on this ship is way bigger than what I've seen on some of the older ships. This was like a whole back end of the deck where we had at least 20 clamshells. You had at least 25 to like 30 lounge chairs. But unfortunately, the whirlpool is so small that it can only comfortably fit like three people. Otherwise, you're kind of bumping knees and touching toes. And everyone is waiting and rushing to get in the hot tub as soon as one person gets out. As far as the nightlife at the nightclub, I feel like majority of the cruises was in the casino, ranking up and getting their points so they can get another free cruise or something like that. But not many cruises were in the nightclub, especially not night one, not night two, and it just started get picking up on night three. And if you watch and go back to my TikToks, you'll see what I'm talking about. Number four would be the ship layout. For me personally, this is one of the best ship layouts that I've seen on Carnival's older ships. Everything is either on deck two or three or deck nine and 10. The in between is strictly staterooms. We have the comedy show, you have the casino, nightclub, bonsai sushi, alchemy bar, guest services, all on deck two. So a few things on deck three. Of course, you got on the Lido deck nine, you got the Guy's Burger, Blue Iguana, all of the bars, the Red Frog. Then you have the Serenity on deck nine, the Mermaids buffet, and the Cloud9 Spa and Fitness, all on deck nine. And then you have above will be the water slides, waterworks, sports court, mini golf, all on deck 10. Whatever deck you're on, having to only go to a select few decks, it just feels more like you can remember the ship, you can move around it, and you would want to go on the ship again. So it's very inviting in that way. But some would say if they're used to mega ships or getting lost or wanting to explore a ship for a long period of time, this wouldn't be the ship for you because I feel like you could easily get through the ship in 1 to 2 days, and then you'll kind of be like bored with it if you need to have a mega ship vibe. One thing that I wish the ship did have was guys pick an anchor, but the substitute is they have Pizza Pirate and they also have the bagel shop, which I ate from multiple times. Every breakfast I was eating the lox or maybe a confetti bagel. So my overall ratings for these things would be embarkation 7 out of 10. The only things that I would change would be having the terminal a little bit bigger for more people to come in at all at once, and definitely a shorter gangway. Now, if you've been on Carnival Pride, you know the gangway is like a spiral back and forth for at least 2 to 3 minutes. And for some people, that is like exercise before you even get on the ship. I would rate the food 9 out of 10. This new menu, once you get on board, let me know how you feel about the new menu because I feel like you're getting a lot of options that is somewhat close to what you would get if you were going to a specialty dining. And I applaud that. I love that. Atmosphere, I feel as though it's a 6 out of 10 for me. Being a young adult, I wish there was more things that was geared to young adults and maybe even minors because I feel like everything was geared towards an older adult. We got all the bars, the Serenity is humongous. All of the activities were geared towards people with multi-generational families, which is great, but just for me it's 6 out of 10. Ship layout is 9 out of 10. I would definitely love to go on another ship if the layout is going to be the same way or similar to Carnival Pride's. It was very easy to get around. I know it's an older ship, and I didn't have too much of confusion going from deck to deck. Overall, I would give this ship a 7.5 out of 10. I would just feel like more comfortable if I went on the ship during either summer months or spring breaks for college students slash kids because I would feel like there's more of a wide range of people on board. I wish there was more flexibility with people who don't have luggage tags or boarding passes, and that the spaces that you would want to go to, let's say the Serenity, you had like bigger hot tub, bigger pool, and more of the lounge spaces because if you don't get there early, it will be taken up. And that is my full review of Carnival Pride. So if you felt this video was insightful or helpful, hit that like button and consider subscribing to our channel because we have more cruise content coming out for you very soon. And if you ever been on Carnival Pride or plan on going on Carnival Pride in the future, leave a comment below and share your experience. And if you need any assistance with booking Carnival Pride or any cruise in the future, feel free to hit that link in our description or in our bio. I am a travel agent with my own travel agency, Secret Gem Travel, and we would love to assist you with booking your next cruise. So as always, safe travels and have a great day.